am Asphalt. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey folks, welcome back to the second performance ranking of cars in Dirt Rally 2. At first I wanted to make this about the 2000 cubic class because it has a lot of cars already and it's very competitive. And there was a wish to make one of these for the Group A cars, both of which are very good choices, but then I thought with the upcoming DLC next month and the introduction of the Legacy Subaru, which will definitely go into Group A, and with the addition of the Subaru Impreza S4, which might go into Group A or into 2000 cubic. Hopefully it will go into both actually. So I thought it would be beneficial to wait for these cars to be released before any ranking on these classes is done. So which class you'll actually see here is the insane Group B all-wheel drive from the 80s, which has a lot of very fast cars, which are very difficult to control, and I wondered myself if they actually rank up as you would expect. As in the R5 comparison, the testing ground is again the Josephine shakedown area because of its variety and shortness. Every car will do 10 shakedown runs, of which the fastest one will be cut away and the 2 slowest ones will be cut away as well. So every car generating 7 statistical values, driving with default setup on all of them and with medium tires on all of them and with a spare wheel in the back as well. What is done then is to calculate an average time and a standard deviation of the time. So in the end generating 2 rankings, one for fastest cars on average and one for most controllable cars on average. Why the average, you might ask? I explained it in the R5 video already. In rallying you have to do a lot of stages and you want to be consistently fast and not just fast one time. So the average quickness is much more useful information than the fastest absolute value. Okay then, let's take a look at the results straight away. Let's go through the first ranking of average times. You can basically make out 3 groups here. The first group of the Lancia and the Peugeot, with Lancia being just about slightly quicker on average, but more or less the same. Those two are the clear fastest cars of the category. Then the second group would be the Audi and the RS200, the Ford, which have a little bit more difference but not that much, and are like a second behind the top class. And then far behind there comes the Metro, which is maybe in a class of its own down below. If you take a look at the single values though, if you want to do time trials and if you want to set world records, the Peugeot would actually be the fastest. If you look with the 72 second times at the bottom there, that was quite a bit quicker than I managed to drive with the Lancia Delta S4. But it's not so good in an actual rally, because if you look at the second ranking of standard deviation, which would be a measurement of how controllable the car is, the Peugeot is actually the worst. It's the worst. It's very hard to control. Probably, or at least I feel like it's because of this insane turbo lag it has. Like if you drip the revs too low, then there is no power left, and then if the revs come back up again, there is the instant turbo with all the boost, and then you have all the power and drive against a tree or something. Yeah. So it is very hard to control, even though it is one of the quickest cars. On the other hand, the Delta actually won the second category as well, being the most controllable car. So if you want to go for just about being the most competitive and being the quickest, then probably the Delta S4 would be your pick. Although the Audi is not far behind and the Ford is also not far behind that. All of these, in my opinion, the Audi, the Lancia and the Ford are the most controllable cars of the Group B. So pick any of those, try out if you what you feel most comfortable with. Also here the Metro just being second to last in this category, so overall it's slow and hard to control, so unless you're a real big MG Metro fan, I don't see any point in taking it for anything, really. Yeah, but those are the results. Do with it as you want. Leave your wishes down below if you want to see more classes compared, preferably not rear-wheel drive, because I cannot drive them consistently in 10 shakedowns. Not yet anyway. I'm training on that. Just keep in mind that the Group A and the 2000 cubic will have to wait until the next DLC drops, so that the classes are actually filled up. Also, if you haven't catched it, there is a 13th location coming as well with the same DLC I talked about earlier, which brings the rally location of Scotland to Dirt Rally, which the developers claim will be the most difficult location in the game. I am excited for that. I'm also skeptical if they can pull it off, because I think Argentina is quite challenging already, so I'll be the judge on that, but I'm looking forward to it. See you next time, have a nice day, cheers!